Plenty of defenders. We also have 13 land at our disposal. So, the angel will kill itself. Right? Each tapped permanent deals damage equal to its power to itself. So let's take out the Woe Strider. What we want them to sack is the, you know, Murderous Rider and the Goat, so they can't block. Because we still have Crawling Barrens to play. Wow, nice. So we didn't even do our plus here. That sucks, because we were going to wait it out and see what we wanted to do. But they had a Rider on the stack. That's really bad for us.
I leave you to your doom.
Luckily, they had to pay for it. Let's take the Rider. We have to attack. Simulacrum Death is fine. The Giant didn't tap. Is really good. We take them down to 1. As close as this is ever going to get. I will draw a card here, so we have something to discard for Kroxa if it enters, plus we gain the 4 life, and I'm going to keep the land in hand. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today, we're playing best of 1 Giants within, what is this, Naya colors, green, white, and red. The main objective within the deck is, you guessed it, ramp into Ugin. That has become the main objective of many decks right now within the meta. This deck is really cool because typically we'll use field wipes to survive while we get to Ugin and ramping. This deck incorporates Giants as a tribal archetype, which is really cool. I mean, we have Bonecrusher Giant, we have Realm-Cloaked Giant, and we have Beanstalk Giant, which can survive the wipe of Cast Off via Realm-Cloaked Giant Sorcery Adventure to destroy all non-giant creatures. So, you know, that's pretty cool. The fact that you can get into Ugin while maintaining some form of field presence. Many Ugin decks won't have any field presence other than Solemn Simulacrum because he can survive the wipe because they don't want to lose value on the -X wipe of Ugin, right? So a really cool deck for combining the Ugin ramp removal along with, you know, some field presence via the Giant. So, you know, we'll break down the rest of the deck. Don't worry, it's not just that. That's just a general overview of it. We've got a couple copies of the Birth of Maltese. This will draw us a Plains from our library. We can create a 0/4, and then we can gain 2 life. 3 copies of Scorching Dragonfire. So, you know, 3 damage at instant speed is nice. What's even better is that it will exile that creature if it dies. So, you know, Lurrus or any rogues, you know, you can not even worry about Lurrus if you're exiling all the rogues and Lurrus has nothing to take. So, you know, things that will be coming back from the graveyard that you don't want to, Dragonfire will get that. 3 copies of the Mazemind Tome. You know, you can tap it to scry 1, putting a counter on it. Pay 2 to tap it to draw a card, also putting a counter on it. And then when we get 4 counters, you have to sacrifice it, gaining 4 life in the process there as well, which is pretty cool. Our first Giant, Bonecrusher Giant. This is great because it can survive the wipe of Cast Off. It is field presence to stop many attackers. And if they do decide to deal with it, they're going to be taking damage for that. And, you know, of course, you do put out some damage of your own within Stomp to any target. And then, of course, damage can't be prevented, which is pretty cool. We talked about the Solemn Simulacrum. You know, it's a colorless, so it survives the Ugin minus. It's a 2/2 when it enters the battlefield. You get to pull a land from your library and put it right into play, which is pretty cool. It is tapped, and then you shuffle. And when it dies, you draw a card, and that's really nice. Storm's Wrath ×2. 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. You know, you can pick off weak planeswalkers in Ugin after a minus per chance if you're lucky. Again, basically clearing many of the smaller aggro style decks. Again, if it's a mid-range deck, you don't really struggle too much. And again, Lovestruck Beast is the biggest worry when playing Storm's Wrath. Is like, well, it doesn't kill Lovestruck Beast. That's a 3-drop for 5/5. That's strictly better now. But you know, for those matches, we do have a little bit of a combination for them. You know, we do have Elspeth Conquers Death can take it. We can attack and have them block and then Dragonfire it. You know, we can attack and then Storm's Wrath everything as well. So there's a couple different options. And then, of course, we also have the Realm-Cloaked Giant and Ugin to wipe the Lovestruck Beast. Not that that's something that you need to really focus on, but Gruul is very active right now. So talking about dealing with those big baddies, Elspeth Conquers Death, exile target permanent with 3 or greater. Then you get to make your opponent's non-creature spells cost 2 more to cast until your next turn, which is actually really good. And then finally, you're taking a creature or a planeswalker from your grave. It comes back with an additional +1/+1 or a loyalty counter on it, which is pretty cool, right? Because all of the mill that's around, it's not unlikely to find some of your best cards in the grave, and you can easily remove your opponent's creature into exile and pull something of yours back from the grave. We talked about Cast Off for 5, Destroy All Giants, and then the Realm-Cloaked Giant itself is a 7/7 with Vigilance. So that's pretty neat. The fact that it can attack and defend is very cool. There's also the Archon of War making rounds within Gruul. The Vigilance creature is really cool about that because it won't be well, it will be forced to attack, but it won't tap. And then because it won't tap, it won't deal damage to itself. We've got 4 copies of Emira's Call for 7, 2/4/4 Angels. Everything else gets indestructible until your next turn. The Sky comes in tapped unless you pay 3 life, adding planes to our pool. 4 copies of the Beanstalk Giant. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control, and obviously our main objective is just to ramp, play as many lands as possible. And we have Fertile Footsteps, 1 way to play multiple lands per turn for 3, searching our library for a basic land, putting it in play, and then shuffling our library. It does come in untapped, which is pretty cool, so you can use that land right away. And then we've got a couple copies of Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, 7 loyalty plus 2/3 damage. To anything -X, you know, exile everything with -X that's colored, and -10. Gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put 7 permanents from your hand to the battlefield, which should win you any game. We've got a Fabled Passage, a Crawling Barrens, 4 Branchloft and Boulderloft Pathways, 4 Needleverge and Pillarverge Pathways, and 4 Cragcrown and Timbercrown Pathways. We also have 2 forests, 2 mountains, and 4 plains. No sideboard today. We were playing best of 1. And, you know, we've got a really good win rate with this deck today. Big shout out to one Dodgert Q-Bones for the deck list. Really appreciate it. And we've been having really good luck with the list, climbing into Diamond with little resistance. So, yeah, if you guys are needing any clearance on the deck, make sure to hit me up in the comments below. And then, of course, as always, make sure to like and subscribe. That all being said, don't forget to get in on our 500k gem giveaway, all that jazz. And most importantly, enjoy today's gameplay footage. If you want to support financially, go ahead and do so on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. And of course, we do have 2 Arena uploads to YouTube every day, and we're on Twitch hanging out with the community in between that. So, you know, lots going on for you guys. If you are new, check out, click around. You'll find some cool stuff, I'm sure. Thank you again for your time and attention. Really appreciate it. Enjoy Best of 1 Naya Giants in Magic the Gathering Arena. We'll talk to you soon with our closing thoughts. This looks like a pretty cool hand. We have our ramp, we have our payoff, and a little bit of survival. Cool. Our opponent can go. Our client might need a reset here. I got my emotes back, so that's fun. Good times. What's your guys' favorite pet? You know, we do have a few of them at this point, right? We must have like 10 to 20, somewhere in there. Let me know your guys' favorite pet. I actually really liked the J-Stall, but I got a lot of flack for it. People, they're like, why are you using that? It is killing me. That's just like, man, this is the creepiest little doll I've ever seen. Perfect. All right, let's get after it. Pathway in play as a red source. Gonna open up hopefully a turn 4 wipe. If not, we turn 4 ramp. But we want to try to cover that base first with the red sources. And we'll go from there. I guess our opponent is the only person in the world with worse internet than us. This is what I mean. I've not eaten yet today. I guess we're fasting, boys. And, you know, you can tell, right? You start to get a little mixed up, turned around, whatever you want to call it. So I like this really early on as well. Play our planes to activate it. Just gonna keep pulling it into 8s, right? That's the main get. They have access to hand hate, which could be a little awkward, right? Making us discard our Ugin. Get the big XO over here. Right? What is that even about? So confused. We've got X1 now. Wolf Strider in play. That's alright. Be worse. Is the Wrath worth it here? Probably not. But what else do you do? We ramp. And then we'll Wrath our own Simulacrum for the draw. Right? A little awkward, but I think that's how it should go. Bleed blue block. Play our Barrens last, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Zero 4 will die, but it can defend against the Wolf Strider for the turn. If the Strider attacked, I might even just Simulacrum it, and then we can save our Wrath in hand. Use it later. In case we pull more bursts, I'm going to leave these planes here. We're ready to roll. Loving this connection. This is great. Hopefully getting on an upgraded plan here. I think it's my connection. I don't know. And maybe it's not. I think our opponent's probably just taking their time as well. Toss the land, whatever. We should be okay. I guess I'll attack with the Simulacrum before we Wrath. Just to try to pull the block. Going for the draw, okay. Draw's better than Scry. It's the land, that's good. Yeah, so let's attack. I don't even know if the Wrath is worth it at this point. Sitting on 6. Let's end our turn and just push our mana into the Barrens while we wait for the wipes. We need a secondary planes for the Giant, which I guess we do have in our pathway here. We should be just fine. They've only got 4. Not Croxa. There's not enough in grave. It could be from their hand. Taking our mana into the Barrens. It can stay as a land, so they don't have the opportunity to remove it. Another Simulacrum I actually enjoy quite a bit. Again, attempt our Barrens, whatever. Leaving the planes in deck for later. And still trying to get the draw through the Strider. They probably don't mind it to the grave. Oh, okay. I'll take the draw, that's fine. Loving it. Still our turn too. Maybe it's a Fertile Footsteps that we could play off of a Beanstalk Giant. Remember in chat, Bloodthirsty Furby. First of all, I want to start by saying that's the coolest name I've ever heard. And they're really grateful for my guides that I've made. You guys should check those out if you've not seen them. And they're looking to start competing competitively soon. And that's great. That's so cool. We do have free cash prize tournaments every single month within our personal Discord. And I know there's many others going on as well. One of the most notable, I think, is the Lotus Box. A lot of people are using that. I think we still skipped our Barrens. We've screwed that up so many times, it's ridiculous. Wrath out. It's the Wall Strider that's kind of hanging us up here, I think. And we'll use the Giants later for the Croxas that are 6/6 potentially. The Storm's Wrath can't kill the 6/6. I think we'll probably throw another Simulacrum out after our draw. They could Village Rites their Strider. They are, oh my god. Nice. Refilling their hands, so we're having a hard time competing with this actually. That's a Plains, which is nice. More lands. I think we're far enough ahead of them. We can just lay in value. So they have such a thick hand, there could be removal in there still. Okay, the draw's great. Bonecrusher Giant's not bad. We're in Stomp. Strider. There should be no removal here. So on 8 land, we can hit them for 6. This is the hardest I've held back an Ugin in my whole life. We go wide. Yeah. Put the Giant out instead. That way if we get, you know, creatures played, we can just Realm-Cloaked Giant. And use the wipe there, right? Keeping things alive. We're doing a really good job. It could play Croxa here, which would be great for us, let's be honest. The discard hurts, but at the end of the day, it's okay. That's going to empty their graveyard, which is good for us too. They even eat a Woe Strider out of it. Tossing Giant. And yeah. Let's just clean house here. Hand on them, I guess. I don't even know. I like to say step on them. This is a Giant. An Elder Giant. I didn't even pay attention to that. That makes me disgusted within myself. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that would. It's 7. Jet. Try to pull it. Say oops, like we made a mistake. We're gonna Ugin exile it anyways. Let's end our turn. I didn't even realize this was a giant. Elder Giant. Now there's some tech. Alright, they're gonna try to refill their grave. We toss the Bonecrusher Giant and then we just Ugin minus and go from there. Well, no, it'll be tapped, but they don't have the option to block. They are down to 12 though, right? And we have 6 ready. We actually have lethal if they attack and don't play a creature. Do we trade with it? And Ugin could plus instead of minusing. Decline. I'm gonna take it. Use our health points as a buffer. Letting them know that now they definitely need to play a defender. 1 giant. What else is there? Are they withholding removal? 4 other cards from the grave, which they can't do. Awkward, right? We put 4 into this, it leaves us only 7. Plus this attacks, takes us to 6. Take the hit. -2 is pretty easy to do.
Unutilized knowledge is rotting through.
We saved Ugin for a long time. It's good for him to make an impact in the game here. All we have to deal with, hopefully, is a Woe Strider.
To the essence of the multiverse.
No way. Oh, you dog. Nice. It takes him down to 10, though. And we have the Ox to refill our hand, which should be good. Never mind. Ouch. We just have lethal, though, if they don't play a creature. And we can play this from the grave. We have 11. So that's actually not that terrible. It actually just makes it cheaper for us. We have 11 land. Could potentially go to 12. Wolf Strider. That's fine. Double blockers is why. Can we pull a wipe? Another Ugin. They pull a black source in, Village Rites, maybe. Interesting. I'm sure this has some impact. Couple 4/4 flyers. And then we're going to draw a hand. Getting rid of all of our ugly stuff first. I guess it is it 6? 100, all of them? 8. Yep. Sure. I actually don't play with the Ox a ton. Drawing 3 cards here. We know that much, right? I guess the Home may as well come and play. The Scry, and we'll just use another call next turn. Like, aggressive. Ending our turn. They will have access to 4 cards. 5 with the Murderous Rider. I think Ugin was just enough and able enough to gain so much value that nothing much mattered. Oh, nice. They might take our call away, I'm assuming, or Ugin from the grave, I don't know, it's hard to say. I'd assume the call. Cool beans. Down to 9. We have 8 in the air. Oh, this might be very bad. Alright, all of our stuff has Summoning Sickness at least. We're still in the air for 8. Take our Scry. This is getting closer than I want it to. Where's our Ugin? Ugin? Need some plus damage. %. We have to go for it. I believe. I believe. Dude, I think we take this damage. That's so messed up. Because if we do pull an Ugin, we need that every bit. To win! Ugin! Oh, it says stop! I think we can scry before our draw. Oh! Nice. Sitting on 11. I don't think we need the mana. Scry before the draw is better, but there's not much land. Let's take the draw. We were going to scry before our draw, that's why we put the stop, but on second reflection. That's not great. That is. So we're going to grab our Ox back. Please. We'll ask politely. They don't appreciate that at all. Yep. They're gonna eat our Ox with their Strider. And that makes me upset. Yeah, we gotta kill the Archon, then we lose our Ox. But we can get our Ugin back in a couple turns, potentially. We have 4 mana up, it says. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4's hiding. Right, thin our library of lands still. Jump blocker as well. Only 3 engraved for them. Good, we left our planes there early on for the birth, which we still have 1 left in there for. I'm going for the kill. I think they've kind of forgotten about Crawling Barrens now a little bit because we've been spending so much mana every turn, not on it. And it's just kind of sitting there at 6, ready to go to 8. For the moment, they don't have the defenders. We can, I believe, replay the Ox. Oh no, we only have 4 engrave. Never mind. We could... No, we'll take Ugin back, not the Ox. Two cards, plus a rider. Feeling pretty good about where this has led to. Oosh, that sucks. Right? Are we gonna survive? We trade. Or chump block, whatever. Let's just use a Realm-Cloaked, right? That blocks most things. Let's see what we draw. Because we have to attack here. Oh no, that's next turn. No attacks. I guess. At a certain point, go for it. Grab that last land. Last plains, anyways. Take a draw. $28 in deck. Our opponent's at 35. They're at 5 life. We're at 8 life. Let's just toss this in there. It'll gain us life. No land draw, but whatever. Awkward. Alright, we have to attack. We did play something with Vigilance, thankfully. We have another ECD. Ready to strike, which is exactly what we needed. We just had a hello good game resolved live in Twitch chat, so we got to do the do. Hello good game. We'll give them the heart after as well because we love them. This was such a good match. You love me back? Oh god. Awkward. Down to 4. That angel just gonna single-handedly beat us? No, because we pull Ugin. Doubled down. Plenty of defenders. We also have 13 land at our disposal. So, the angel will kill itself. Right? Each tapped permanent deals damage equal to its power to itself. So let's take out the Woe Strider. What we want them to sack is the, you know, Murderous Rider and the Goat, so they can't block. Because we still have Crawling Barrens to play. Wow, nice. So we didn't even do our plus here. That sucks, because we were going to wait it out and see what we wanted to do. But they had a rider on the stack. That's really bad for us.
I leave you to your doom.
Luckily, they had to pay for it. Let's take the rider. We have to attack. Simulacrum death is fine. The giant didn't tap. Is really good. We take them down to 1. It's as close as this is ever going to get. I will draw a card here, so we have something to discard for Kroxa if it enters, plus we gain the 4 life, and I'm going to keep the land in hand. You know, we do draw a card here as well, right? Boom. There you go. I think we got her handled. Took a little bit, and then because we held off on Ugin and they were able to snag it, instant speed was really, really nice. You can only activate, typically, your Planeswalker abilities, sorcery speed, right? Blue. Buff up. Nice. That was a bit of a match. Alright. Awkward hand. We love the ramp. Any hand that I see the Simulacrum in is almost just like a keep for me. Beanstalk Giant is also ramp, which is pretty cool. So we're going to call in slow. Then we will play into our Giants, and then we'll play our Simulacrum, and hopefully it just kind of goes from there. Tempted to use the word cascade, but I don't want to get ahead of myself in the comments. Have to, you know, do any of that. This can be a red source. I seen within the new cards that came out, there was like some 10-10 with like cascade 4 times or something. Ridiculous. So we could tome, but I want a ramp instead. They could worry. Yeah, they do. Disruption, baby. That's fine, whatever. Try it again. We can tome on top if it lands. It did not land. Counterspell much, bro? I'm gonna hold up removal. You know they're about to play a rogue. So much counterspells though. That takes them down to like not playing a rogue. Interesting. Could have went with their Simulacrum maybe. They're using Cling. Creature card, so they'll gain 3 life. Three cards in hand. We should be okay to like progress. Let's try to have them spend their mana on their turn to counter the giant. Yep. Now they're totally tapped. We can finally get the Simulacrum off. LOL. Oh, time. Take a double red, maybe. Ooh, they're doing that on their turn as well. I really like that. Another Simulacrum, that means. We have no need for double green, so we just stack planes. We actually get to hit here for 2. Nice! Loving it. Well, we lose out on our draw. They're still spending all their mana on their turn, every turn. It's a lot of fun. That will be 7. We're gonna Elspeth on nothing. This way, if they counter Ugin, it can come back the turn after. They have 4 cards in hand, so that's fine. 5 with the draw. We're down to 3, 4 with our draw. They're going to use Cling to Dust to take the Beanstalk Giant, so Conqueror's Death can't grab it. That actually really screws us, because they can just replay that next turn. I'm sure they've got removal. And it won't, like, the removal will hit after our Elspeth. No, it'll be there for their turn. But I'm sure they'll leave it there for a turn. Blessed be thy connection. I can tell by when the music stops playing, then it gets really bad. Always reconnecting to the network. It's a LTE router, and I've got to like relog in all the times. Annoying, and I hate it. You are 3 damage here. Down to 19. I'm still really worried. They tome, and that's an expensive tome because of the Elspeth, which is nice. So that's their whole turn. And you'll notice how we went from being countered every turn to making them spend their mana on their turn. That's been a lot of fun. We can get Ugin's Minus off. I'll be a very happy person. Odd and odd. But I don't want to fall into another event quite yet. We're going to take a draw with the Tome. We should have already done that this turn, right? 'Cause it only costs 2 and we would still have enough mana to interact, but we can do it instance, maybe. Eliminate on the Giants for 2 damage. That's fine. That means unless they play a land to kick a Bloodchief's Thirst, Ugin should be okay. No, they take a draw. Let's take ours. Another Giant. Ugin's ready to -10. That should win us the game, just in pure value. It's been a while since I do an ultimate. Normally it's just the X, right? 7 permanents, you say? Not many. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did we do a good job? Where's a landfall trigger when you need it, right? Hey, another plains. Mind if I do, Hugh? Don't mind if I do. We have 31 cards left. I think at this point we're battling our connection more so than our opponent as our plains slow falls into the field. We do pull ahead, leveling out our win rate at 50%. Let's see if we can get it up to 70. This is pretty awkward, but at the same time, it's pretty cool. We're gonna go in with our plains. We're gonna birth. Oh, mono red, that's kind of gross. We might use this as a red source, probably. A defender, life gain, that's gonna be really good against not only mono red, but Gruul as well. Pulling another plains here. I say let's just throw up the walls. They're gonna love that. We might keep this as well since we're playing so much land. I know they see the plains, whatever. I think we're playing the same deck, maybe. 2 life, another 0/4 defender. Land and play. Double tome. Or do we keep the Dragonfire to kill the Barrens if they go for it? Nope, let's double tome. Play the long game. Alright. Someone's talking about water filters. I could hook you up, bro. Prince, if you're in the Discord, I'm actually a water filter professional. I did that for about probably a year and a half before I started doing this full time. Simulacrum will wrap for them. We can take our scry. They're totally tapped. Whoops. Hashtag dyslexia. The giant can go. Then we can scry again. Horse can stay. And then I think we probably will just take some draws. Or start stacking to the Barrens, but well, here comes Ugin. They have 1 land left over. We have a lot of colorless in play. We can hit Ugin down by 3.
Always consider the consequences.
But I'm actually gonna kill the Simulacrum. Interesting. Alright, they're tapped.
Fire, my greatest creation.
Oh, that's even better. Alright, Oogs. That's a relief. What a top deck. We could have scryed for it a couple times, but that is great. We're getting close to our call for angels. That could be alright. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, let's leave it. Let's just go for it. They tap themselves, which is great. Oh, it does 3 more. That's kind of cool. Triple, actually, sorry. Neat. Their stuff is much more expensive now. Make some angels. We don't really have a field state to make it indestructible, but the wall will be. Yes, it can block the Simulacrum. This does nukes everything. Right? 12 damage to everything. Have I been muted? I can't do my emotes. They get a draw. Our wall actually had indestructible, which is pretty cool. Let's just leave it. We have 7 land available. We could hit for 4. I don't think that's enough. Play it safe. Let's just keep ramping. We could have done both of those, but we tapped our land, unfortunately. That's fine, though. We'll just utilize draws instead. Right, this will cost 2, that leaves us 3. Let's just do it now. Right, good call. Another land, that's great. So whatever they do here could be pretty gross, though, is the thing. The triple damage is disgusting. Oof. 7 land. Oh, interesting. I would be giving them nices right now, but I'm locked out. Take that scry, gain 4 life. Passage can go. Probably just kill this, shouldn't we? Doesn't feel great, but whatever. We need another Elspeth Conquers Death. Alright. I mean, they deal a bunch of damage to us, right? What, 9 damage? That's pretty gross. Let's just keep pushing. And hopefully these giants will be strong enough to survive eventually, right? May as well just take our draw now, it doesn't matter. Gain 4 life as well, take us back up to 20. More land. Jesus. So much land. Wow. This is ridiculous. 2. Yeah, that's just like lethal, isn't it? 18 damage there. Nice. That's crazy. Right? Even this. 18 damage or whatever. 27, sorry. The triples? No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gotcha. Like, this is still a match somehow. Always tapping our Crawling Barrens too, which is really pissing me off automatically. Whatever. Yeah, we should probably concede. This does a lot of damage. This is gonna be so much fun. 7 times, like, yeah, 9 or whatever. Oh, 63 damage, that's great. Good for us. Alright, that first match was straight bully. Turn 1 crab. Nope. Nice. Yorion. I think that's the next mill, or the meta is, you know, being a mill deck while using Yorion. So when you go up against another mill deck, you get the extra edge. Call up removal. Gonna be like Orjov Doom or something. I guarantee Yorion bounces non-creature permanents. Interesting. That's really cool. Might go a long ways. Could be good. I don't really know. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Play it slow. I mean, we could put a giant out, but I think they'll just get removed. And if we have an open field, then when they do play their Doom Foretold, it just immediately fizzles, which is better than it going through cycle a whole turn. Right? Mardu Doom, for sure. It's definitely Yorion Mardu Doom. We need a red source off the top. Let's just ramp then. Taking another red source. Alright, we had a draw here. The life gain doesn't upset me so much. Alright, that's a double land drop next turn. We go from 5 to 7. Ooh, that's nice as well. We could get rid of this, I think. Our internet will go. There we go. Thank you. Nice. I like that. Ugin? Yeah. Sad. That's fine, then we're just gonna flex on giants here. They probably have field wipes too, though. Need to be careful. Screw it, let's go for it. $15 life still, that's alright. I think there'll be a field wipe here. They can't... Oh, they just go straight for us. Sploosh.
Then this is my fate.
Skyclave Apparition takes a giant pretty flawlessly. Two damage from the Forge. They could have combined that with the giant, but... And we were, I think, meaning to put mana onto the Barrens there. That's my bad. Let's just kill these non-giants. Which is great. Get a 3/3. Oh, this needs to come in as lanes, I think. Now again, we need to remember to drain our mana, if we don't need the Dragonfire, into our Crawling Barrens over here. The Casket can take the giant. Right, it's a enchantment or artifact, so it actually doesn't trigger it because it's already in play. There's enters. You just kill it. Take 2 damage. Play this 9/9. Demands your attention. You hit for 3. Potentially 12 damage next turn. What? I think that's game. Unless they pull a removal here, but they need a black source. There's no way they get the giant for 2. 1 red, 1 white. I think we're okay. Yeah, it works out. We could have Crawling Barrens for lethal here. Pushing our luck. LOL. Oops. New deck. We're just learning. And we just talked about doing the Crawling Barrens too. That means I should probably go eat breakfast. Oh my god. I wish I could do a little bit extra damage to them there. We would take them down to 1 on the stack. They gain 2 life, they go up to 5 here. But that's fine, we can take care of both those creatures. Alright. We should have Scorching Dragonfire first, because Treacherous Blessing. Like if they cast more spells. And then we still want to dump our mana into the Barrens. Alright. So with that all out of the way, let's keep going. We get to play first, and, you know, we have our end game in hand. Are you guys bored of Ugin yet? Oh, this is a pathway. Cancel. What was this? I have a new monitor. Everything looks so much different. The color! I thought this was that fight land, so... Yeah, we do have no green here. Let's toss it in play. We do need to hit double white for ECD, but the birth will pull it, and we have our first plains there, so this will come in as a red source. We can tome. We'll plains. We'll birth. We'll plains. We'll do nothing. We'll do nothing. We'll Elspeth. Rogues. Gross. So another pathway. White and red. I gotta change the colors on this monitor or something. I feel like I've gone blind. My first gaming monitor. That may be why. Or just on my old monitor, I've cranked up the contrast to an unreasonable rate. 2 crabs, 2 turns, into a passage. Are you serious? Wow. We need a Storm's Wrath. I'm surprised they don't leave that there until they pull their 3rd crab. Yeah, you either ramp into Ugin or you survive into Ugin. Let's take the scry. We need Storm's Wrath. I will say it is risky to run multiple copies of the Birth of Maltese with so few basic planes in deck. Let's end our turn here. We have 6 land in hand. The ECD doesn't really affect anything. So the Ox is not bad. Still just kind of wanting a Storm's Wrath, which we've not seen milled. So that's good news. I'm sure they just hold counter magic available though. Oh well. There should be a counter spell here. You know, we're so light on our deck already. Down to 30. We need Ugin to not be countered, and then we need to also kind of empty our grave before we play Ugin. I'm sure they just have Blood Chief's Thirst though and stuff too. Elspeth Conquers Death's a lot nicer with that Ugin engrave, I guess. But they need to play something for us to ECD. Otherwise we're just stuck in mill limbo. And that's not good. Taking our scry. More lands. Awkward. It's not a Storm's Wrath. That puts us to 6. Seven next turn, the 8 the turn after, which would be the same as this resolving. Let's just hold on to that. I don't want to discard our hand is the thing. Let's just take our draw right now, see what we got. It's kind of awkward, but let's end our turn. Yeah, maybe we pull another giant. You in here. Still gets the mill effect, which is a bummer, but... Oh, they get our Storm's Wrath right off the top. The Crab Killer! 2 crabs right at the start of the game, though. That's ridiculous, right? You'll get milled just because we can't deal with it. Another Storm's Wrath, right? Ah, so sad. And into the story to replenish. A passage, we're down to 8 cards. That's game. Just a quick mill. Not even hard for them with 2 crabs off the gate. So sad. I need to kill that dumb robber, but I have no way to do it. Good game. We're not doing anything here. Build out before we got to Ugin. Yeah, let's just... Cool. This looks awkward, but we go first, so that's fine. We'll play slow. And then we're off to the races. Refill our hand when we are all out. Interesting. Is it just straight up clerics? What's going on here? 0-4 defenders. I mean, they're alright, but the life gain is what's gonna get us, I think. It could be mono black devotion. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. We'll see though. Got 4 life on field already. Into our Simulacrum next. That's fine. Trident, that's more annoying. They mill themselves a Rankle, but also Archfiend Vessel, so that's not good. Let's ramp. We have a green source here. I would love a Luris to enter. Then we could snag it. We're gonna leave the Vessel in play as long as we can. Trading with our Simulacrum. Alright. The discard's the most annoying part. Let's keep our Hand of Mystery. Right? It's either we use the Elspeth that Conquers Death on it, and we get to pull something from the grave, or they just take it. Luris, no. Another thing. Doubt about that. They did the do. Sitting on 6. Push to 7. We want to hold up the Scorching Dragonfire. We can play in. Ending our turn here. So they take one of these, I'm assuming. They might also take our call. So I want to have them both there still. They do take the call, interesting. I thought they'd take one of the removal pieces, but because we had 2 of them, I think that, you know, they're more inclined to take the third that's not a pair. Yep. I might just exile. Oh, that's so good. Just deal with it now. They didn't play Luris, so we can progress. Also scry. Giant can stay. Simulacrum from the grave is actually good. Right, we eat the land. Just that's to 8. Pass our turn. We're gonna lose our graveyard. And that makes me sad. Oh well. Could be worse. Could be an Ugin in there. Taking out the Trident. They're at 28. We draw a card. Not about the life total, it's about the cards in hand. Take a draw. Keep these giants in hand. 2 life is great. Let's continue ramping. That's the whole objective. Pull a green source here. You can play the next. That still leaves both of our stomps open. If not, we can draw. And they're gonna have to deal with these somehow, right? These are 10/10s now. They definitely need to get into their grave. They could pay a lot with their Castle Lockthine. Like, that's almost inconsequential for them. Okay. Should have done that first, maybe. I don't know. They're emptying their hands so that it costs less. Alright, let's take a draw. It's too much. Take our turn. Find a giant. Good game. We just played land and we won. Right? Decent. Alright. First impression was like, I don't like this deck. I'm used to an 85% win rate with my Orzhov aggro, and I lost my first match, but that's how these things go, right? You know, it takes 3, 4, 5 matches to dial a deck in and start competing really well with it. And right now, my schedule just doesn't technically allow for it. It could, but how many hours a day can you possibly work, right? We would have to dial it back to 1 video a day, and then how much does that really improve the matches? Because by the time I'm done playing the deck for 2 hours with you guys for the recording here or whatever, I know the deck by the time I'm done, and then I do the deck tech and everything first. So not only do you get relatively correct information all the time within you know, the deck tech and the talking about the deck, but then you also get to see common misplays while you're learning the deck through the eyes of a first-time player. So, you know, I think it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. We've had some negative comments, but when you break it down and look at that, where you're appealing to both sides, like you've got the expert deck tech breakdown, and then you're also demonstrating common misplays that people are going to encounter, and now they won't because they see you do it, right? So lots of interesting thoughts there on that. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to a friend. That's the greatest thing you can do to support me, is if everybody tells a friend, all of those people tell a friend, and so on and so forth. That would be absolutely ideal. You know, thanks again. If you want to go above and beyond, you can support on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and Amazon. We've got, you know, exclusive YouTube content for our members. We're trying to work on expanding that. So every week we get new members-only content. Check it out. Thanks for your time and attention, you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you who continue to spend your time with me here, growing this YouTube channel into hopefully what will become a full-time business. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Go enjoy another video, and we'll see you soon.